Hi, I'm Michael Popa, Executive Director, Mainstream Coalition, and welcome to KSLeg Quick Take Wrap-Up, an inside look into what happened this legislative session. Today, we'll hear from Kansas State Representative Linda Featherston, District 16. Representative Featherston, thanks for being here. Give us your quick take.
Thank you for having me here today, and thanks to Mainstream for keeping everybody aware of what's going on in the legislature and for helping to promote moderate candidates. Some things that stood out to me as a freshman legislator were how committees work. I'm on 3 committees, and it is amazing what great bipartisan work can be done in committee when the chair especially is committed to hearing bills thoroughly, to making sure everybody understands, and that we, just address everything and move forward together. We turned out a lot of legislation that was good legislation that, even though we had very diverse points of view on committees, we could come together to turn out good bills. And by and large, these are the bills that you see passed on the floor by wide majorities. That's most of what we do. I did learn that when you have a committee chair who doesn't necessarily believe in the committee he's chairing, it can be really contentious. And that's not what I'm used to in my normal life, but it feels like every day you're going into battle to fight for what your district wants and for what's right for the state of Kansas. So that was different to me, but it's good to get there and fight for what's right. Something at the end of the legislature that I guess previously I didn't even know existed was when you have a bill in the House and a bill in the Senate that have a little bit of difference, they meet together like portions of the committees in a conference committee at the end. And that's how we get to our final bills, where the House and the Senate talk together and, compromise and figure out what's the best for the state. As I was sitting there waiting for bills to come back from conference committee, I would get notice that there'd been agree to disagree, which I had not heard of. I may have just missed that in my regular life, but agree to disagree means they kick the minority members off the committee and the majority just pushes through a bill. That's concerning to me because I really feel like we can work these things out with bipartisan solutions, and we have committees for a reason. So those were the 2 things that really struck out to me as a freshman. One big win I can say we had in this session was fully funding schools. This is the 3rd year we've been able to do that, and schools are the reason I got into helping with political races in the beginning. You might remember prior to those 3 years that we've been fully funded, we've gone 8 years without fully funding our schools, and things were getting dicey at best and desperate at worst. And of course, we ended up in court, and the court ruled that we must fully fund our schools. Of course, I'll always put in the plug, fully fund is the minimum, and it would be great to do more than just the minimum for our kids. Things I would keep an eye on here in the off session. We had a couple voter suppression laws that made it out, and you've probably heard in the news this week, we are now subject to lawsuits. The biggest concern of those to me is that if you are perceived to be an election official and you are not, that would be like any volunteer for League of Women Voters, Loud Light, any of those voter registration pieces. It could just be me because I look like I know what I'm doing. If you are perceived by a person to be an election official, you are now guilty of a crime. And I think that's hard to control people's perceptions. And I might not always remember when I ask somebody would they like to register to vote. Might not remember to say, I am not an election official. I am an elected official. So that concerns me. And then there are a few other things about the advance ballot. So I would keep an eye on those lawsuits and how they move forward. And then I would again just keep an eye on anything you hear about Medicaid expansion. Again, we did not get Medicaid expansion across the line. The federal government is now offering an extra carrot to pay even more of our share of Medicaid. As I think last night, it will essentially be free to us to extend affordable health care to up to 150,000 working Kansans. I really think we can't afford to give away more of our federal tax dollars to other states, and we need to be listening and seeing what is causing that to not move forward. Every poll says that well over 50% of Kansans support this. And so we need to pay attention and see what's holding it up. Finally, how to contact me. The legislature is out of session, but I am certainly available for any of my constituents who need help, especially if you have an unemployment or any other issue with the state government that maybe I can contact somebody for you. I am here to help you. So you can reach me at my state email, linda.featherston@house.ks.gov. I am still checking that in the off season. And also I'm trying to keep my Facebook and Twitter updated with important announcements in the community, things that might just be fun for the community. And then I'll be having outdoor town halls through the summer. So look for a meet me in the park notification here and there. So thanks so much for having me and thanks for your work.
Thank you, Representative Featherston, and thanks to everyone watching. If you'd like to get more involved in Kansas politics, please visit mainstreamcoalition.org. And please follow us on social media to make sure that you catch our next Quick Take. Thank you for supporting Mainstream's work and for your commitment to do more than vote.